Raymond, that's you.
No, this ain't Raymond.
To paraphrase the words of an excellent host, I'm going to start the show by saying, I'm Raymond, I'm the host. I'm glad Jimmy Kimmel's back and Guillermo. Today we have a very undead episode of RPadTV. Joining me today is Paul Semel on the top right. How are you, Paul?
I
almost waved for you, Paul.
Not dead. I'm not dead, nor undead, nor living impaired.
Are you living in oblivion like anything box? I forgot.
No, I'm living on a prayer.
You are from Jersey.
Yeah.
And after a kind of lengthy absence, I'm very happy to have Mac Marshall back. What is up, Zombie Mac?
Blurry hand.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, no, I'm glad to be back. This was interesting. I didn't expect this one at all, and it kind of came out of left field. So
yes,
should be fun.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet about that. Same with Paul mentioned, like, when we were doing Eyes of Wakanda, there was like no marketing for that, and I didn't notice any marketing for this either. So it just kind of.
And I am dead inside, just for the record. I've been raising a puppy for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. So my wife, we got a new puppy, and it takes everything you have.
That will do it.
And it's kind of like having a zombie that wants to eat or bite everything. So,
but you don't take zombies out for walkies every 3
Yeah, we can't do that yet, too. We're not quite there yet, so we're still kind of restricted to like the house and the backyard.
What kind of dog did you get?
A purebred golden retriever.
Ooh, I imagine is very
named
pretty.
Buffy after Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Not Buffet, the vampire layer.
Buffet. Boof for short.
But yes, today we are talking about Marvel Zombies, a spin-off of What If. I believe it was season 1, episode 5 that they did What If Zombies, and that was way back.
Paul, you had mentioned that like you almost needed to kind of go back and watch that if you haven't. I still need to go get around to doing that.
Yeah, I mean, because in What If, it was 4 years ago for one thing, and also each episode was kind of like its self-contained little world. So getting a 4-episode series out of it was definitely interesting. But yes, we have a lot to say about it. But let us start with our bite-sized reviews that we may or may not post on Blue Sky. Paul, give us your bite-sized review, please.
Okay. Like the episode of What If, the Marvel Zombies miniseries was as weird and fun as the original comics.
Wow.
That's short, sweet.
Interesting. Mac, what do you have to say?
Neat. Like, I thought it was neat. I thought it was fun. I don't feel like it's something I'm gonna go back and rewatch though. I thought, like, to me, it was cool. It was unexpected. It was out of left field, and it's kind of like a cool once and done. I've seen it. I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of torn going into it because I didn't hate the Marvel Zombies episode in What If, but it was kind of my least favorite of the bunch.
And I don't remember it, or maybe I don't think I've seen it. So,
but I super love Kamala Khan, both in the MCU and in the comics. Yes. She's one of my absolute favorite comics characters from the last 20 years. Yeah, so
that was going to be like, I just love like what Zombies gave me as kind of not a hardcore fan, but like a fan enough.
Right.
Like, and it gave me, even though I didn't know I needed or wanted it, like the kind of additional story for some of the characters that you've come across through all the different movies over the time now.
Right.
Just give them a little bit more of the ones that you didn't know you needed a little bit more of. And even if that little more of was like, oh, this is how they died in this particular what if scenario.
Yes, and I'm also glad they brought back supporting characters, even if it was just for a few lines, like F. Murray Abraham, especially, because I like telling people that his first name is really fuck, like from Ted 2. But yes, my Blue Sky review, I said Marvel Zombies was the first MCU project featuring Ms. Marvel that I didn't love. I didn't hate the show, but the writing was disappointing, and I doubt I'd watch it again. In fact, I'd sooner rewatch a few episodes of Echo.
I never watched Echo.
Yeah, it is mixed. It has some really bad parts.
Would you rather watch that or Morbius?
That's hard because Morbius is 90. It's like 90 minutes.
That's not fair.
I mean, I would watch this again over Secret Invasion if you want to stick like series to series. So
okay, yeah.
But yeah. Now let's start on the positive notes. Mac, what was your favorite part of Marvel Zombies?
This is gonna be stupid, as expected, but there was one. I think it was the first episode where it wasn't. I don't think it's Captain America, but it's the other one, right? But it's like the half body of Captain America.
No, that was Cap.
Was it Cap?
Yeah,
there's a scene where he's
around.
There's a scene where he's rolling around inside of his shield for cover, and I audibly laughed out loud when I saw that.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, I agree with you.
Like, if there's something I never thought I would kind of see, that just popped out of like such kind of hardcore left field for me. I was like, all right, like that's great. So that was my favorite, like, weird thing out of the show. So,
but that is Zombie Cap, I believe. In Paul's Blue Sky about watching What If, he used a screenshot of Zombie Cap from that.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So rolling Zombie Cap was your favorite part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How about you, Paul? What did you enjoy?
I mean, I there was a bunch of stuff in all 4 episodes that was sort of along that same line of silliness, like how Friday had taken control of one of the Iron Man suits and put like a teddy bear in the top.
Yes, that was the teddy bear head.
Like,
was great.
Like it was just so ridiculous and hilarious at the same time. And like, and some of the physical comedy, like there's a scene where like a bunch of zombies get blown up, but then like one slides out of the dust and he gets up and then he stands there for a second. And then he takes 2 steps and blows up. And like, I thought that was a lot of fun.
The other one that like kind of blew my mind was the head of Ant-Man with the cape.
Yes,
right.
That's from in What If. So
yeah, that's from
that.
Yeah,
What If.
but like not having seen it, What If, I was like, okay, what the fuck? And then what is its power? Like, what can Ant-Man do as a severed head?
He can think.
It seems like he could just like fly through things and like headbutt things.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's also has a keen mind for stealing shit. So that is what Ant-Man does.
I also liked some of the interpersonal interactions that we got. I mean, there was a scene where Ms. Marvel, Riri, and Kate Bishop are together, and Kate and Riri are having like a verbal sparring match. And Kamala's just like agreeing with both of them at the same time, which was really funny. But it was also fun to see them to see Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and T'Challa like together. Mm-hmm. Like some of the sort of weird pairings that you got were kind of interesting. Like people like you'd never kind of put together.
Right. That is actually my very favorite part of the show. The different combinations we got, like you mentioned, like Riri and Kate Bishop and Kamala. The potential young adventures, hopefully.
Yeah,
I like that nobody was afraid of like offing some of the characters and doing it in a like pretty good, like memorable way.
Right.
Like when Kate disappeared, she got struck by whatever, and all that was left was her skeleton for a heartbeat. Like that was like me just going, "Oh shit, they're like serious in this. Like they're gonna have fun here." And then whatever else you saw after that was interesting.
It was also a great show for Asian characters. I like that we got Shang-Chi,
I think about that.
Katie, Jimmy Woo, and I like because Jimmy Woo, Ant-Man is also in San Francisco, so it makes sense that they might bump into each other. Mm-hmm. I loved when Jimmy still did the close-up magic with Red Guardian. It's like,
I just loved how
behind your ear,
like the 10 rings were,
or 9 because he needed one permanently there to stop infecting himself. Yes, yeah. And I love that, I like Paul said, the different character combinations that we haven't seen because these movies are so big and the casts are so big and a lot of these actors are expensive. Uh-huh. So it was very cool seeing them. I loved Ms. Marvel meeting Peter for the first time because they have such a nerdy relationship in the comics. So that was cool to see as well.
I also like the Star Trek references.
Yes.
I thought that was fun. Like how Riri calls her truck the Uhura.
Oh,
and then Kamala does the Picard makes it
number one.
Number one.
Yes.
Yeah, which was
Although
just funny.
I like Butthead's better when he's like, number one, I command you to do a number two. I still think that's one of my favorite lines ever. But it makes sense that Riri would be a Star Trek nerd over being a Star
Yeah,
Wars
it's
nerd.
just that we've seen a lot of, there's been a couple different Star Wars references in Marvel stuff, and there hasn't been any like Star Trek. And I like the idea that I thought it was very funny when they introduced Star Wars into the Marvel thing, as if, like we live in a world where there's Star Wars as well. So it's cool that there's also Star Trek in that world, or in the zombies world, I guess. So
right. Let's go to the negative, go to the dark side for a little bit, Paul. What did you find lacking in Marvel Zombies?
First and foremost, I wish that Kate Bishop and Riri had lasted longer. I didn't mind that they died. I just wish they hadn't died in the first episode, especially because it meant that Kate and Yelena never had any scenes together, and those two together are like that scene, the mac and cheese scene, maybe like the most favorite sort of non-action scene in any like Marvel movie. Like two of them just so fun, and to have those two also with Kamala there would have been just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Although
I get why they did because if they are doing Young Avengers in the future, you kind of want to.
Right. Yeah, I understood it, and again, I didn't have a problem with them killing anybody in the show. Although every time somebody died, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But like, I would have liked those two to last a little bit longer. But I understood why they did it. The other thing is, I felt it really needed a recap of what happened in Marvel Zombies for people who hadn't seen it or hadn't seen it in like the 4 years. Like, yeah, I get that I should have watched Marvel Zombies episode of What If first, but I didn't think of that. So I felt like if you were just coming, like Mac was, if you were just coming into it cold, what the hell's going on? Why are there zombies? Why is like Ant-Man floating around in a jar like from Futurama? But he has the
that's actually really good. I think that would be my biggest kind of complaint too, is like coming in cold like that. The first few thoughts in my head was like, what? Like, why is there no context? Like,
it's not even just coming in cold. Like a friend of ours, I won't name him because I don't know if he would be embarrassed by this, but I know for a fact that he did watch What If. We have talked about What If. And then when we were talking about Marvel Zombies, he's like, yeah, this was like too similar to What If. I'm like, dude, it's a spinoff of What If, literally, with a lot of the same directors and writers.
Yeah. Either way, I liked it. It was fun, but like it was just kind of like I wish there was more kind of narrative build up at the front, just to kind of give me 10% of like an explanation.
Yeah, I didn't need like a whole long thing, just like sort of
like
maybe like
30-second recap.
Yeah, like a
run a roll of text across the front of the screen for 30 seconds and give me a paragraph to catch up on, like anything.
Right, like previously in Zombie World. You know?
Just narrated by Ray.
Well, Ant-Man got his head in a jar.
Here we Ant-Man again.
Black Panther lost a leg, but can still hop around amazingly for some very impressively. I was kind of disappointed in the overall writing. It was exciting. I think the directing was probably much better than the writing. I thought the action sequences were pretty incredible, and there are a lot of them. But from episode 1 to 4, it just felt like nothing really mattered. And I get that this is like a what if thing where these are side imaginary stories, but
it's hard to make you care when you're just going to off like an interesting character every episode, right? Like,
yes. And the head writer, Zeb Wells, I'm kind of mixed on him. Like, he's written some interesting comics, but he's also written some comics that fans have hated. When I saw that he was in the credits, I'm like, oh shit, because he killed Kamala Khan in the comics. That was his run. A lot of fans hated his Spider-Man run. They introduced a character named Paul, who who ends up dating Mary Jane, but it really seems like he's just there to so Peter isn't with Mary Jane. Like Paul had
You cock blocker, Paul.
that was essentially Paul's entire function in the comics. He wasn't much of a character other than to make Peter's life
IMDb, this is Paul / cock blocker.
Yes. Well, Cockblocker is
he
an
should be
amazing
like that.
character.
Could be his superhero name, Cockblocker.
That's like the cock knocker from
Mark Hamill has that role down.
Yeah, that's the cock knocker.
What I
Cock
find
knocker.
funny about the Zeb Wells stuff is I first came to know him and actually met him when he was doing this because he worked on Robot Chicken.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's like where he got his start. So he went like I think he'd written some comics before, but then he did like really made a name for himself in Robot Chicken. So like every time I see him, I'm like, oh God, what is he gonna make fun of this week? Oh wait, no, it's them.
I remember being on a media tour trip somewhere with my producer for a video game called Turning Point that I worked on. And somehow he had brought up on the flight back wherever he had brought up Robot Chicken as a show. And I had never even heard of it somehow at that point or even watched a single episode. And he's like, he was mesmerized. He's like, how have you not seen this? And like he basically just gave me an earbud and we watched it on his phone, basically like the whole rest of the flight home, just episode after episode of Robot Chicken. And I was hooked ever since then. But it was like, and then I had to go back and watch like however many seasons that the show had been on before that and get all caught up. But it's like that's one of my favorite shows.
They actually just announced a box set of the complete show.
Oh. But
it's on DVD. Which is really weird because the show has been broadcast in HD from the beginning and almost since the beginning. And in fact, many of the seasons and specials are on Blu-ray. So it's weird that like they're putting it out as a DVD thing.
It's because of the whole retro crowd, like retro tech crowd.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
So I will agree that Robot Chicken is probably the best thing he's done. His comics. No, I take that back. That's the second best thing he's done. He was married to Heidi Gardner for a long time, which is very impressive.
I only found that out recently, and I was like, wait, really? That's a weird... Like, how did that happen?
Why?
Who's Heidi Gardner?
She was on SNL. She is very pretty and funny.
I'm looking her up on... Oh, yeah. No.
I'm guessing she was probably, like, on Robot Chicken at some point, and that's when they met.
I guess so.
Let us talk characters. Mac, aside from half of Captain America rolling around in his shield, what characters stood out for you?
I think we'll get to this as part of one of our talking points, but I like absolutely once I realized what happened in Blade was Blade Knight or Blade Moon or Moonblade or whatever we're calling him now.
He is listed as Blade Knight.
I thought that was super cool. I think that was just one of the coolest kind of blended characters I've seen in a long time.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And the fact that like it just kind of flows on the heels of Blade's resurgence in the last Deadpool. Like I think like, and ironically, like I just recently rewatched Blade 3, the one that has Ryan Reynolds in it, like within like 2 weeks ago. So I really love the fact that he was in this and like just as badass as you want him to be, if not way more so than you expected.
Johan agrees with you, and he says Blade Knight is awesome. Yes, and it wasn't Wesley's version. It looked like Maharishi Ali, whose name I will always mispronounce, who we've never seen in the MCU. We've heard his voice in Eternals, but I don't think we've seen him, if I'm not mistaken. So it was cool to see him, even though it wasn't voiced by him.
Yeah. And then I think too, like, and I got to go back and rewatch the prior show, but just Kamala Khan, like her character, like I just to see her as powerful as she was in the show, I thought that was like, I thought she was very cool. And I didn't expect her going into the show and not knowing nothing. I didn't expect her to be like kind of the linchpin of the whole series. And I thought that was neat.
Yeah, absolutely love that. I mean, obviously for me, having her being the focus of the show was awesome. I will watch anything she's in at least once.
Okay.
Maybe this series just once, but I've watched her show several times. I've watched the Marvels several times, and I can't wait to see what she does next.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that.
The other character, I think some people might be getting sick of him, but I love Alexei as Red Guardian. Like David Harbour just cracks me up. So
he delivers on that role consistently.
Yeah. And you know, he had the yucks and the laughs and the big shouting, but he also showed heart, like, you know, when Melina dies,
Spoiler
alert. Well, yeah. You guys know there will be spoilers when you know, when Melina and Yelena die. You know, he does show a lot of range. He's not always like the big loud goof. So I like that he got to show vulnerability, and yeah, he just cracks me up. How about you, Paul? Who stood out for you in the cast?
I mentioned Iron Teddy Bear.
Yes.
They need their own series and an action figure. But I also, for me, was Blade Knight as well. Mostly because there was a character we haven't seen all that much of Blade in the MCU. And we haven't, and it was just like, okay, wait, what? So Blade, Blade is Moon Knight. Moon Knight is how? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody else, like that I really like, you know, Yelena and Kate Bishop and Riri and Kamala. Like, I knew them. I know what they're going to do. I know how fun they're going to be in the show.
Right.
I was not expecting there to be anybody we didn't already know. I didn't expect there to be, you know, anybody like, I didn't expect Blade to be, I knew Blade was going to be in it. I didn't know that they were going to make Blade different. And so that's why he caught my attention. Were
you expecting Wesley Blade or Maharishi Blade?
Oh no, I knew that it was going to be, I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce his name. I knew that it was going to be
Mahershala, but it's not
Mahershala. Yeah, I knew
funny.
that they would do that. I knew they wouldn't do Wesley Snipes' Blade, but I didn't know that they were going to make like a mashup of like characters. Like, and I thought like that was kind of cool. And in fact, the whole time after that, I was waiting for there to be something else. Like,
I like that they brought Randall Park's Jimmy Woo character back.
Yeah.
And made him like powerful enough to last just as long as anybody else.
I think that was just dumb luck, or maybe
he
really good at
all the powerful ones for the whole time and shot bullets, but still.
I'm like, dude, you're still around in this episode? Like, you should have died in like
like he would have been the first to go for sure.
Yeah, but I love that character and actor. We have a great comment here that kind of leads us to our next point. But Johan says, the action sequences were entertaining, but the story and dialogue, not so much. I am in full agreement with you.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the fight scenes. There were a lot of really cool action sequences here. I mean, for me, my favorite was Blade versus Ghost, because we've never, like Paul was saying, but I think he was talking about more narratively. We know what these characters can do and how they act, but seeing Blade fight, I mean, we haven't seen this version of Blade fight at all
for a long time.
Or no, I mean, Mahershala's version of Blade.
Sure.
And see him fight with Ghost. And I love the misdirect where when he finally beats Ghost, it's because he's looking that way, but he knows Ghost is going to apparate behind him and just sticks her. So I just thought that was really cool, because that, you know, I didn't know what to expect, and that was just a very fun, quick, and fast action scene. Also, I like the character of Ghost with her.
Yeah, I've always liked Blade as a character, just ever since, for me the movies, but I know he's been around longer than that, so like the comics and stuff. But for me, like the movies and what Wesley Snipes brought, I've always liked that character. And then when he came back in Deadpool. And like I just recently kind of went back and started rewatching some of the old movies. It was neat to see him as such a kind of like formative character in this little miniseries.
And those movies really helped out Marvel during a financially difficult time.
They're not bad movies. They're good. It's weird.
I love those back, movies.
Like my wife walked by when I was watching. She's like, "Is that Ryan Reynolds too?" And she didn't even make the connection from like before the Heat that's why they're in the Deadpool 3 movie. You know, like so.
Doesn't he fight Triple H in Blade 3?
Yeah, and Parker Posey.
That's right. She's the main baddie.
They were trying to do a spinoff of Ryan Reynolds' character and Jessica Biel's character from the third movie, but it just never happened.
That movie, the third one, had a lot of people in it.
Oh yeah, Patton Oswalt is in it. The woman who was the voice of Birdie, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Oh, Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah, Natasha Lyonne is in it. Yeah, the guy from Prison Break, the guy who played David Letterman in the David Letterman movie. I mean, you know.
So, Paul,
anyway,
your favorite action sequences in Marvel Zombies?
I didn't have one. Like, they were all really, really good. But I think I agree with you that the most interesting one was Blade versus Ghost, because with Ghost, like, how do you fight her?
Right.
Like, you never know where she's going to be, but because he had the Moon Knight powers, I got the sense that he did know.
Yes.
And he kind of, like, he was sort of figuring it out. It took him like a couple. He was like, okay,
he's learning.
Okay, all right,
routine.
Boom, yeah. Like, he was figuring her out, like, but he knew like where she was. Like, he could see her and was like, okay, I see what's going on. She disappears, and then but I can still sort of see her, like, you know, anticipate. And I thought it was really cool. Especially because, again, we haven't seen a lot of Blade in the MCU. The last time I mean, granted, he was in, you know, even in Wolverine, Deadpool, like, he wasn't in it very long. We only got the one sort of fun scene with him, the fight scene.
Right.
So it was cool to see him, you know, if only for the difference. So.
Oh, for sure. I like the new Asgard fight scene as well, but probably, which is a cool scene on its own, but I just love the end of the scene for a really stupid reason. But, you know, when Thor goes to Kamala, "You're the Avenger now," it just reminded me of that line in Wednesday where she's in the driver's ed car and she goes, "I'm the captain now." Just, like, it just, I just love the way she delivers that line. But yeah, we've been talking about Blade Knight. Paul, keep going on your thoughts on this. Were you happy to see this version of Blade? Do you want to see more of Maharishi Blade? Not necessarily Blade Knight, but
I would like to see something about Blade Knight. I'd like to know how that actually happened.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, but like, is Blade Knight a character that people know of from has it happened in the comics before and they brought it in?
Not that I know of.
I don't remember ever seeing
this what if kind of Marvel Zombies thing.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Because those are very, although I guess in the comics they're both considered like street level characters, which is always stupid because.
Well, sorry to interrupt, Paul, but it helps me understand where you're coming from to know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I don't remember ever seeing him in the comics. I thought it was an interesting sort of mashup to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would like to know what the story is. I don't think I need. I mean, maybe a whole episode of What If could have filled that in, but, you know, I don't know. But I think it would have been cool. I would have liked it if it was just regular Blade, because it makes sense to have Blade, you know, fighting zombies
as opposed to irregular Blade.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know,
regular Blade's going to need a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah, we got IBS Blade.
Yeah, well, there's that one too, right? You know, that's in medical Marvel.
If we do get Blade Knight, I would be happy just to get more of Fuck Murray Abram.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't want is Blade Knight to be in the movies, unless it was something that comes up like unless it was like he starts out as Blade and then somehow in the movies he becomes Blade Knight for a little while and then goes back to being Blade. Like, I don't want Blade Knight to be the Blade.
Or in the movies, if he could just be Blade pretty much the whole time, and at the very end he does a Blade Knight thing, and you're like, oh, that's why.
Right? I haven't been tracking his project, but I thought that was dead. Like his
they say it's still in the works. I think they're a little worried that they may get to a point where Ali is not available because he's so
not
busy.
Getting any younger either. So.
Yeah. But as far as I know, he's not in Doomsday.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing his name on a.
But
on a
then
chair
again,
back.
I think there's people in Doomsday that we don't know about. So
For sure. For sure.
you know, and then there's also the one after that. So it's entirely possible that he could come after that.
But it just seems like that character was a victim of bad juju, like because people didn't like Eternals, and that was his first, at least his oral appearance. That was his first movie, and then the other plans. I mean, so many of Marvel's plans got messed up by the Jonathan Winters situation, including Blade. So, yeah. But how about you, Mac? Do you want to see more of Blade or Blade
sure.
Knight? Which one?
Like once he popped into the show, I was hooked. Like it was just like, oh, okay, fine. This is my new next serving of Blade.
Cool.
And like it delivered everything I could kind of want, and then some. I really did like the Moon Knight series when it came out. I wanted more of it, but like, so this kind of gave me a little bit more on the Moon Knight side of things, but not a lot. But it's just neat to see that character kind of combo mashup.
Yeah. Did I read that there will be Moon Knight season 2 is officially announced, or am I imagining that? Because I don't think that's something I would imagine, because I didn't think it would get a season 2. So
I don't think there were either. There are currently no official plans for Moon Knight season 2.
Huh. For some reason I thought
but they are talking about doing a Marvel Knights show.
It is comics. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Like I've heard that they're exploring the idea of doing a Marvel Knights show that would include Blade and Moon Knight and Ghost Rider and
Daredevil
and some of the other people.
I don't need any more Daredevil. I feel like they ran out of ideas.
Yeah, well, we're getting more Daredevil.
Yeah. There's already a second season of that. But yeah, like they're talking about like having like a bunch of the sort of supernatural kind of people pair up. So
I think they greenlit season 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Of Daredevil?
Of Born Again. So they're already working on season 2, but
there's a lot of Daredevil.
Yeah. So Johan says he also is hoping for a second season of Moon Knight, and he still hopes for a live action.
Absolutely, I would love another live action Blade
with Mahershala, or would you go with?
I don't think I want Wesley Snipes as Blade, unless there's some sort of like a transitional piece of him handing off Blade and being Blade to a new guy somehow. But like, I feel like Wesley Snipes, awesome, but I feel like he's Harrison Ford level too old to keep playing Indiana Jones. You know,
for sure.
Like,
or you're getting to the point where it's elder abuse, like in the
like you're fighting an old man at this point. Like, stop it.
But if to sort of riff off something you said, if he came back as the Elder Blade, as sort of the Christopher Stofferson role to a younger Blade, like that would have been, I think, would be kind of cool.
Absolutely, yes, and that would make it worthwhile to me.
But Mahershala is 51 now. Is he too old to?
Is what, 2 years older than me? I don't know. I don't consider myself old yet.
Do you consider yourself young enough?
I think he may be older than Wesley Snipes was when he made the first Blade.
No, my action movie making days, are over at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's an interesting side quest. Who would you cast as the new Blade?
Tim Meadows.
Yeah, Blade with bird blindness.
You killed titties.
He delivered that line so well. You almost got titties killed. The other thing, this is such
a good tangent, by the way.
But that scene where Economos spits in his face, and the first thing he goes is "ow," because that doesn't hurt when someone spits in your face.
Yeah,
but apparently
hilarious.
They shot that like 30 times, and just him getting "ow" every time.
Oh, it's such a good show. All right, back to Marvel Zombies.
Yes. Actually, it's time for an ad break. Mac, is there anything at Turtle Beach that you would like to plug or talk about?
Oh dear Lord. Yeah, we've just been busy. Like, there's controllers, there's headsets, there's keyboards and mice, there's new racing simulation gear that's out there for Xbox and PC. Like, we're literally doing everything, and we're on the cusp of, like, in the next week or so, we're gonna do another big announcement of upcoming gear and controllers and wireless controllers and wired controllers and cases and things like that for Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
2.
Excellent.
So
that
we're now
reminds
making
me,
stuff
I
for
gotta
everybody, for Xbox, for PlayStation, for Nintendo. It's neat.
I gotta do another Turtle Beach giveaway that will start in 2 weeks. So
Do it.
sorry to you guys out there. I know you want your awesome Turtle Beach stuff, but yes, it will be coming very soon. But go to turtlebeach.com. There are direct links in the Facebook and YouTube description, so you can check out all these wonderful gaming peripherals.
Buy all the things.
Buy all of them twice.
one for the shelf, one for your hands.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like, if some people collect, like, if we do like a controller that's like a, I don't know, like a Minecraft controller, the collector audience will like buy one to keep in the box and put up on their collection shelf, and then one to actually unbox and use and play.
It's a controller, man. They're meant to be used.
Disposable income is amazing.
Yes. Paul, what is going on your wonderful site?
Well, it's the busy video game season and the busy book season, so there's lots of stuff to talk about. This week, I did a review of Ghost of Yotei, which is absolutely fantastic. I think it may be my favorite game of the year.
I like
if you like Ghost of Tsushima, it's very much the same, but different enough that like it doesn't feel redundant.
Yep.
There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of really fun things. And again, it's not the most original story, but they tell it in a very interesting, cool way. The lead character is really good. It's just a really fun game. I also did an interview with an author named Eddie Robson, who wrote a sci-fi crime novel called The Heist of Hollow London, in which somebody buys clones to use in a heist, which is kind of an interesting use for people. And then as for stuff coming up, tomorrow, if all goes well, I'm going to have a review of Metal Eden, which is a cyberpunk sci-fi first-person shooter, very much in the vein of like Doom and kind of old school games. Like, you don't have iron sights. Every time you're not running, you feel like you're sliding around on a freshly waxed floor, and you're wearing socks. Very old school, but sort of a modern old school. So that'll be up. Metal Eden.
Okay, I like it.
Which is not an Iron Maiden album. I checked.
Fun fact: I worked on Doom, by the way.
Okay, and then next week, a whole bunch of book stories, including an interview with author Nevo about her fantasy novella, A Mouthful of Dust, which is the 6th book in her Singing Hill cycle. Though, as one of the things she says in the interview is it was actually going to be the 2nd book, except that her agent and editor came to her and said, Nee, do you think 2020 is a year when people are going to want to see this much cannibalism?
Yes.
And the answer at the time was no, but now apparently in 2025 it is.
So we're in prime cannibalism time.
Apparently, yes. Apparently we're in prime time for cannibalism. So that interview will run next week, along with a whole bunch of others that are really cool. So yeah.
Check out all these excellent interviews, reviews, stories, features, and more at paulsemel.com. There's the URL scrolling right below at the bottom of the screen. There are also direct links in the Facebook and YouTube descriptions. Now, back to our show. Wait, we didn't go anywhere. I want to talk about the critical response Marvel Zombies has had. It is currently rated at 63% on Rotten Tomatoes with a slightly higher audience score. Paul, I'm getting the sense that you like this series more than Mac and I do. Do you agree with this score?
No, I would put it much higher. For me, it was not upper echelon Marvel. Like it was not like
Fair.
I want to buy the Blu-ray the day it comes out Marvel.
Right.
But it's of the stuff that's kind of in the middle. I would say it's in the upper 2/3 of the middle, if that makes any sense.
Oh, wow.
So, I liked it more than like, the Ant-Man movies or stuff like that, but I didn't like it as much as
any of the Ant-Man movies. I know you didn't. You liked them less as they.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the Ant-Man movies is kind of like right square in the middle for me. And this was a little more entertaining than that.
Wow.
But not enough to like, spend $50 to buy the Blu-ray or the 4K or whatever they happen to be.
Mac, what do you think of this score?
I don't agree. I don't know if I would rate it as high as Paul does. I'd say probably like a 78, 79 for me. Again, I liked it. It was a nice little neat surprise. I don't consider it like the same as Paul, like upper echelon Marvel. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy it. I don't know if I would watch it. That's like always my second kind of
yeah.
Because I don't know if I would watch it again on my own. I think maybe if I went back and watched that other What If, and if I went back and maybe watched like Miss Marvel, any of the other kind of shows to get caught up on some of the kind of other characters and just be more plugged in, then maybe I would go back and watch it in a few months. But I don't I got everything out of it that I need to get out of it.
I am going even lower than you, and I will agree with the score. That's similar to how I felt. I probably will not watch this again unless Taylor Swift says, "I will marry you if you watch Marvel Zombies again." But outside of that scenario, or who else is rich? Nicole Kidman is single now, and I think her net worth is $250 million, so she can get me to watch it too.
Who was your second one?
Nicole Kidman. She gets
Britney's probably available.
Yeah, but she's not. She doesn't have Nicole Kidman money. I mean,
true.
That's all I want. I don't care. Somebody made this joke. I think it was maybe Kimmel where
Keith Urban's single.
Yeah, he said if two Australians with the same face can't make it work, what hope is there for the rest of us? I thought that was pretty hilarious.
That's funny.
Johan puts it around 70. Yeah, so yeah, I honestly did enjoy Echo a little bit more than this. There were some characters in Echo and some fight sequences that I enjoyed. How would you have improved Marvel Zombies, Mac? What would have made this show,
I think, like I said, some explanation, some context up front. And I always like it, and this might just be me, but I always like it like when a show ends and they give you like a couple recaps of what happened to the main characters after what, I know they kind of left you on like a cliffhanger ending, but I think it would have been nice to just get like for any of the characters that are still out there, like what's next for them, like a little, like some sort of teaser.
You mean like the end of Animal House?
See, I was thinking of like teen comedies, like
yeah, 100%.
They do that in like Can't Hardly Wait. Like,
yeah, I think that'd be hilarious.
On to become CEO,
like let you know what happened afterwards.
Especially if they played the Animal House song.
Yeah, you gotta do it right, but I mean,
or the one from The Simpsons when they did that, and it was like Homer singing the Animal House.
I would have liked that. That's just my own weird. Yeah.
For me, it's the writing. Like I thought that was the weakest part of the show. I don't want to get into how good or not good Zeb Wells is because he's definitely capable. He's awesome, as Paul mentioned in Robot Chicken. He has written some great comic books, but he's also written comic books that have literally pissed people off. So I kind of get why maybe there's some bias for some writers, for some reviewers against him. But yeah, for me, it's the writing. How about you, Paul? Is there anything that you would have liked to have made better?
Well, I think I would have liked it more if I'd watched What If first, like if literally right before it. Like I said earlier, I wish they had kept Riri and Kate Bishop around a little bit longer. It would have been cool to see like another sort of mashup character like Blade Knight. Like I can't think of who, but like, you know, somebody. I also would have liked She-Hulk. I don't remember She-Hulk turning up anywhere. But I would have liked their version of She-Hulk to interact with Ms. Marvel. I think those two would do really, really well.
That would have been great in real life, because then isn't that the same week all the Kimmel stuff happened and she told everyone to cancel their Disney Plus subscription?
She did, and the minute she did that, I was like, okay, I applaud you for doing that, but no, I want She-Hulk season 2, and I want you back in the Marvel movies. Like, don't burn that bridge, and I hope that they don't hold that against her.
I think they're holding that against her.
That might not go over well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But yeah, I would have liked to seen like She-Hulk turn up and like, you know, interact with those ladies and then, you know, smush a whole bunch of zombies.
Or
and complain about it, be like, ew, it got all over me. Like
Tim Meadows could have showed up as the ladies' man. Bring that character off. Let's talk about the ending. It was a very non-ending ending that, I don't know, to me it seemed like they were fishing for a second season.
I don't even remember what the ending was.
So the ending is basically Kamala, Kate, and Riri are going out for boba.
Yeah, that's right. They end up going back and then everything's fine and they go get drive off.
She is in the Matrix because the real Riri survived and she's trying to communicate with Kamala that what she's experiencing is fake, and that Riri is still fighting off zombies.
Okay, I do remember that now.
So Kamala has entered the Matrix, and she
maybe they're gonna bring Keanu
in. Is John Wick and somehow
he was in talks with Marvel to be a character recently. Forget who
was he? I don't remember.
Well, he has said that he would have wanted to play Wolverine, but he thinks he's too old now.
I want to go back to a short Wolverine. I like that we got comics accurate Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. That was an interesting thing. One thing that bothered me, and this is a total tangent aside, is that they made Yelena a lot taller in the cartoon for unknown reasons. I'm like, no, like Red Guardian's like 1.5 feet taller than she is. So
sounds like the last thing that Keanu was talking with Marvel about was maybe Ghost Rider.
Oh,
yeah, I could see that.
I think he's done. Unless he really wants to do it, he certainly doesn't need to.
You know, now that you've said it, though, now I want Blade to. I would have liked Blade to show up. I mean, not Blade. Deadpool.
Deadpool needs to show up in everything as like the steward of Marvel, like Stan Lee.
But yeah, like he should have just shown. Like, it would have been fun if he'd shown up and gotten killed like almost instantly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
hey guys, through a fight scene. You know, like
yeah, like, you know, hey, I'm here in the MCU finally. Like, whoosh, and gets like, you know, eaten.
Yeah, that'd been
so fun. we have a question from Carlos. So is Riri still alive? Yes, she is still alive. And does that mean the zombies aren't zombies, but in the Matrix they're under zombie Scarlet Witch's control? That one I don't know. I didn't.
We're going fucking deep here, man. Like,
yeah, I didn't think it. I didn't think it that far ahead, but I still thought they were zombies, and she's still fighting zombies. I don't know if Scarlet Witch is controlling them. Which was, you know what, another tangent, something that bothered me mildly. But even though Elizabeth Olsen was voicing the character, there were times where, like, is she doing like a bad Drew Barrymore impersonation? Because it's her, but it didn't sound like her, which is all kinds of weird.
What was the Drew Barrymore thing I just saw? She was talking with somebody, and they had like a dare bet where they could keep talking closer and closer and closer until they were basically like almost making out. It was just recently too. It was like somebody hold on.
It sounds like
every interview she does.
It sounds like a TikTok challenge. I hate it already. But yeah, Paul, did you find the ending confusing, enjoyable? Was it fishing?
I mean, I kind of expected them to have that kind of open, ending. Like I expected them to be sort of leaving a space to have a sequel. I didn't think that it was going to go that way. Like I thought it was going to be more like, oh, everything's fine. Oh wait, there's like a zombie over there. Like the plague isn't over.
Because have everyone saying everything is awesome. That would have been a fun twist.
Oh, it was Brett Goldstein. Brett Goldstein was on the Drew Barrymore show, and he basically said, like, I challenge you to see like how closely we can keep talking to each other. And they were basically like face to face. Like
that's just an excuse for her to try to make out with Brett Goldstein.
Right.
I see right through you, Drew. So Mac, ending, did you like it?
Now that I remember it, so I guess like in all in, like it wasn't really that memorable to me about how the show ended. And to be honest, I do remember being a little confused about everything. So I didn't really love the ending. But if they're leaving the door open for another season, yeah, I'd probably watch it.
Right. Okay. So that was
like I said, I feel like the next time, though, it won't be a surprise. I'll kind of know what I'm expecting and kind of hoping for, which is the same thing that you guys have said, like more cool character kind of mashups and crossovers and things like that.
Yeah. There are still lots of combos that we have not.
More Moonblade or Blade Knight or whatever. I like Moonblade better, to be honest.
Yeah, but the credits have him as Blade Knight.
The credits could be wrong.
I mean, as much as I say I wouldn't watch this season again, I wouldn't mind a second season at all if they maintain this level of action with better writing. I'm sure that would be great. I'm totally down for that. How about you, Paul? Do you want Marvel Zombies season 2?
I mean, certainly not as much as I want Ms. Marvel season 2 or Bishop Hawkeye season 2.
That's for new content.
I think I'd almost. I mean, I would watch it. I plan on watching this again, but after watching the What If episode first.
No.
I almost think that it would be cooler to do something different, but in the same vein, like do like a Captain Carter show, or a Blade Knight show, or some other What If-esque sort of spin-off. Like, I don't. None of them really jump out at me. I mean, like I'm sure like the 1602 one is probably being considered, but that doesn't have as much interest to me. And the same with there was the Old West episode with Shang-Chi, and again, that doesn't interest me as much. But like, maybe something like
I like the 1602 setting. I like the steampunk-ish nature of it.
I almost would like to see maybe go a completely different way with it and do like a future, like a cyberpunk kind of, Marvel, like
a 2099, or we're pretty close to 2099 that it's not so futuristic.
Yeah, we're getting off, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like maybe like like something where it's like Cyborg Blade and like
Cyblade.
Characters like that. Like what if the Marvel, do like another season of What If, and it's like, what if the Marvel characters lived long enough to be in 2099, or I don't know, but something like that would be kind of interesting.
Fair enough. Now, a lot of people have hinted in forums and YouTube that this is kind of setting up something big for Scarlet Witch in the Avengers movies. Do you have any guesses as what that might be?
What?
Or I mean, she is insanely powerful, so she can kind of rearrange the universe. And
but where is Scarlet Witch left off in the MCU at this point?
Dead, right?
Right, like I was saying,
Yeah,
like
she was.
I know it's
Well,
Marvel.
but here's where I think they have an out with that. So the version of Scarlet Witch that died is the one from the MCU. Is the one that got her powers from
the Darkhold.
No, the one of the Infinity Stones, the one that was in
Vision's head, the Mind Stone.
Yeah, the Mind Stone, because she got it from Loki's scepter, which means she's not a mutant. So what they could do is when they bring the X-Men back, they could bring her back as a different Scarlet.
Played by Drew Barrymore.
Well, but that's the thing. You could bring back Elizabeth Olsen because they've established that versions of the characters in parallel universes sometimes look the same, sometimes they look different.
Right.
For example, Doctor Strange looks, you see different versions of Doctor Strange, and it's always Benedict Cumberbatch. So I think that's how they could bring her back. If they wanted to bring that character back, that's how they could bring her back, is as the mutant.
Right.
Again, I don't know where they're getting the X-Men from. Like, are they saying that the existing X-Men people are coming over? I know they're in the movie, but I don't know whether that's ultimately where things go with it.
Oh, I think they will almost surely
will
die in Doomsday.
In the Avengers Doom movie, we're going to see X-Men?
Yes, because they did you watch the Marvels? Because they go back into that universe in the
No, I need to go back and watch that. Like, that's another one I need to go back and catch up on.
Please do, because Paul and I are both big fans of that movie, so I will hear your thoughts on it.
Just don't watch it on TBS if they ever show it again.
Or don't watch anything on TBS. Yeah.
No, the edit they had on TBS, they cut out like some huge parts of
the made-for-TV version. We're like, we're gonna cut out all.
But it was like a really it was like I've watched movies like on cable sometimes where I've seen them like for like the real versions, and like they usually like you're like, okay, I get why they cut that little bit out, this little bit out, just to fit in. And that one they cut out some things, and I'm like, wow,
it's like cutting out the "I am your father" section of Star Wars, basically.
Kinda, yeah. Like all the cut out like all the scenes of Yoda training Luke. But yeah, I know, because there's a bunch. I think like Patrick Stewart and the original Mystique lady whose name I'm drawing a blank on, Rebecca Romaine, is in it, and so Cyclops and
not Stamos anymore, not for a long time.
Yeah, it was a Freudian slip.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's the second group of those people. I think it's the original group.
Yeah, Cyclops is in it. That Cyclops from the Fox movies.
Yeah, James Marsden.
Yeah.
James Marsden.
Yeah. But I fully expect all those guys to show up and be killed like 5 minutes later. And because when they eventually do bring everyone back, they have to go with younger actors.
Yeah, that's what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah. But yeah, how old are the guys from like, the First Class movies now? They're all like in their 30s now, right? Like Ty Sheridan,
30s and 40s probably, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they would bring any of them.
Like McAvoy and all them.
Yeah, they're not going to bring that. I don't think they will.
I wouldn't mind if Sansa Stark came back.
Oh yeah,
she's great. Although they have that other young red-haired actor from Stranger Things. They've been fan casting her.
She's in Spider-Man, yeah, and they haven't said what she's going to be.
Interesting. Firestar from His Amazing Friends.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, did you notice that the Spider-Man voice? It's the dude from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Did you like or not like that?
I didn't even notice that.
Yes, because it threw me off at first. I'm like, it's not Tom Holland, but it sounds familiar. And then when I looked it up in the credits, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy and that show. I'm looking forward to second season of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that was a good show.
Yes.
So are they implying that that's the Spider-Man that was zombified, or is different I guess it would be a different version.
I think
Of
they're
that guy.
implying that they didn't have money to afford Holland.
Did Spider-Man get zombified?
No. Did he?
I don't remember if he did or not.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go back and watch it to find out.
Yes. Although, whenever they had T'Challa scenes, I kept thinking about, like, you know, three-legged dogs and cats. Like, you know, it's not funny, but yes. Anyway,
more often than you normally think of three-legged dogs and cats.
For some reason, I get like a lot of animal videos on my Facebook reels.
Okay.
They want me to feel sad about like animals or like guys who've adopted lions but put them in zoos, but the lion recognizes them after 3 years instead of biting his damn head off.
Runs out and gives him a bloody hug, basically.
Yeah, I like they call, like, I get all these hopeful Facebook videos. They call it hopecore, and I fucking hate them. Like, I don't want to be happy for like these videos. Yeah. And on that fuck note, Hope, I think that'll be a wrap on our Marvel Zombies review and discussion. Next week, it'll be just me and Alex Joseph talking about Acclaim and bringing back that beloved video game brand from the 80s and 90s. Paul, Mac, and I will be back the following week talking about Peacemaker Season 2. And then Mac and I will be back the week after that talking about Gen V Season 2. I'm enjoying the hell out of both.
Yeah, I'm caught up on everything, and I am a happy kid entertainment-wise.
Yes. Gen V is very
Great.
Surprising. Yeah. Like very few shows manage to surprise me on that level, but both narratively and in terms of like, wow, that was really fucked up what just happened on screen. So
yeah, it's like written for me perfectly.
Kudos to them. Thanks for watching RPadTV. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go to paulsemel.com. Go to turtlebeach.com. I'm going to make some hearts.
Clear
here.
hand.
Look at that. Goddamn magician.
Clear hand. Right.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Raymond, thank